Hello everyone and welcome to the second episode of Series 4 of Cuppa and Natter, a Pro League special with my very special guest today, Rupert Shipperley. Shippo, thank you so much for joining me.
Pleasure. I'm so excited.
He's got his cup of tea ready, but I'm very excited for this Cuppa and Natter, of course. A geography teacher turned international hockey player. It's not bad at all, with over 78 international caps for GB and Wales?
I think it's 78 for Wales, and then plus another 8 or 9 now.
Shows how good the GB hockey website is with that sort of stuff. But anyway,
yeah.
I don't want to do you a disservice with that. But yeah, I mean, a wealth of experience in the international hockey world, and I'm really excited for this Cuppa and Natter. It's an absolute pleasure. So to kick things off, I like to start every Cuppa and Natter with finding out the most important thing about my guest, and that is how they like their tea. Okay, so I'm going to do this by asking you 5 quick fire questions, if that's all right.
Let's go for it.
Okay, all right. Number 1, breakfast tea or a coffee?
Breakfast tea.
Okay, that's good. That's good confidence. Okay, question number 2, breakfast tea or herbal tea?
Breakfast tea.
Okay, breakfast tea, solid. Okay, does your beverage of choice, so being the breakfast tea, does it taste better in the morning or in the evening?
Morning.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I heard a rumor amongst the squad that you are actually an avid tea drinker. Is that correct?
I just on trips. I take my own tea bags.
Okay, yeah. I've got a lot of time for that. Okay, question number 4. Which GB hockey teammate are you most likely to make a cup of tea for?
Well, when we're away, we had a tea, coffee, Zoom every day, and that's Aldo, unfortunately.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
Yeah, well, I make tea for everyone.
Oh, you heard it here first. If he doesn't make you a tea, then don't read into that. Okay, question number 5. Which GB hockey teammate are you most likely to share a biscuit accompaniment with?
Ooh.
This is serious because, yeah.
How many varieties of biscuits?
Well, it could be whatever. I usually ask what biscuit of choice you have, but you know, would that make a difference?
No, I'd probably go with Drapes, actually.
I reckon
nice. It's nice.
That's a nice touch.
Lots of teas and biscuits.
Yeah, the Welsh boys sticking together. That's a nice touch.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, well, we've figured out that I've got a lot of respect for you, considering that the GB men are so much in terms of coffee drinking. It's all about the coffee drinking with the boys, but I've found a tea drinker amongst you all. So
yeah, big tea drinker.
Okay, I've got a lot of time for that. Okay, well, to kick things off, I've already pre-warned you that I asked all of my Cuppa and Natter guests 3 main questions. Okay, so my first question, I heard from a little bird that hockey was not always your first main sport, and especially throughout your school years, it was actually rugby that took up most of your time. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah. Hockey was always a second sport for me. I don't know, just all my mates played rugby. I went to a big school that was like rugby was the main sport. And then when I played hockey, like, it's not that I just picked a stick up at 18 and then got lucky. I always played at school, but yeah, rugby's main love.
Did your school play hockey as well as rugby, or was it kind of the rugby football as most schools are?
No, yeah, we played hockey. So we did like a first school term was rugby, and then second one was hockey, but then played rugby sevens at the same time. So I still did play, but I didn't play for a club. I played when I was like 11 or 12 because I just went to go watch my sister. Played for like a season for a club, and then didn't play to a club until I was at uni, hockey club that is. So I just played rugby. Yeah, so yeah, it probably still is rugby, to be honest.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, probably for your parents' well-being and everything else, I think rugby maybe I always associate it with, well, from my brother's experiences within the sport, they're always picking up injuries. it was rather aggressive, probably for their well-being. It's probably a blessing in disguise when you made that decision to change allegiance to the hockey, no?
Yeah, I think so. I think my mum appreciated it, especially my nan. My nan hated watching me play rugby. Yeah, because I'm obviously the favourite, so you can't lose that.
Right. Okay. We'll pick up on that at a later date and see if that's confirmed or denied by other members of your family. But so in terms of like making that decision to transition from rugby to hockey, how did that come about?
I was still about 18. I was still playing loads of rugby, and then kind of finished school with quite a bad shoulder injury. So I couldn't actually play rugby for about 9 months. So then just started playing hockey. Then I went to uni and I still couldn't play. And I just joined the uni club, the hockey club that is at uni, and just never looked back really.
It's crazy.
So,
like
yeah.
it's crazy to think, because like if you think about it, that's probably like 10-ish years ago, isn't it? And
Yeah, about
actually, yeah, looking back at like how much you've progressed in the sport since, like that's pretty incredible. The progress that you've made throughout that time. Can you like put down like an influence of certain people that have had that big impact in your hockey transition, and obviously up until now as a international hockey player?
Yeah, I was quite lucky. I've always had really good coaches. So like at school, I'd like to say I was still quite good at hockey. Like as a school, it's not like but Zach Jones, who's now the men's assistant coach, was my head of hockey whilst I was at school. So we always had a battle, like trying to play hockey versus rugby. And then I guess one of the other big ones was Todd Williams, who used to coach Surbiton. But he always had a battle with me as well, trying to tell me to stop playing rugby, come play hockey. And then the final one is probably Kwan, who probably in the last 5-6 years when I've been at Hampstead has probably made the biggest impact on me, really. Partly by shouting at me, but it works.
It's quite funny, isn't it, in terms of you say the battle that you had with yourself and Zach and Todd at that time, where you kind of had the rugby in the background, and they obviously saw something in you as a hockey player and trying to shake that out of you, and for you to see that yourself. It's really quite interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a weird one. I'd like to like go back and just see if where I'd got with rugby if I went along that line, but who knows? I think I might have made that.
Rugby's lost is hockey's gain, I must say that.
Yeah, let's say that.
Yeah. Well, fair enough. And as I said, like it's probably it's quite an interesting one, considering that, you know, rugby was such a big part of your life, and then you obviously made that transition. But for people that are unaware, your family history within the sporting world, and particularly hockey, is quite a impressive one, because your sister Zoe also played for Great Britain and England herself. And in terms of seeing Zoe you know, progress and, you know, do what all she achieved within the sport, did that kind of sway your thought process in it at all, or not?
A little bit. She's definitely one of the big influences why I started playing hockey. Like I said, partly because I just had to go watch her.
Yeah.
She's obviously older than me, so when I was younger, I got dragged along. So I'd just take a stick and have a hit around. And then we overlapped school for a bit, and she was like the hockey idol. And I was like, oh,
she still
well
is,
done.
I tell you.
Oh, well, yeah. And then obviously, yeah, she did really well. And then I don't know, I do look up to her, but I wouldn't say she made me swap sports. But definitely was some inspiration in where I've got to now.
I want to pick your brains on it, really, because obviously Zoe played for England and Great Britain, and you played currently for Wales and Great Britain. Is there that family rivalry when it comes to sport and England and Wales playing?
Not as much as you think. So my dad's side of the family is Welsh, mum's English, but we've always lived in England. So like when I was like 18, 19, I was starting to get into these hockey things, and like kind of just got overlooked by the whole England side of things. And then was at uni in Cardiff, and that obviously gave a pathway into the Wales stuff. But the only rivalry really is like when Six Nations, England versus Wales.
Okay, so who supports who? Who supports who in that case?
Probably most of my family. Me and my dad probably go Wales.
Right. Yeah.
I think my dad just agrees with my mum to make sure he stays in the good books.
Oh, love it.
Yeah, but no, yeah, but it's not like I have a. Yeah, if it was for the title, I'd want Wales to win.
Yeah, okay, interesting. I mean, it's funny, isn't it? Because obviously Zoe achieved all that she did with England and Great Britain, and yourself, you know, for Wales, you're a key player in the Welsh side who finished in their joint highest position in the European Championships in 2019. And actually, you know, you're creating your own history, but it's pretty cool for your family to be able to create history in, you know, both separate nations, but as well with GB in unison.
Yeah, no, we've done all right. Hopefully we can keep making some history. Definitely think my mum's proud of us, which is you go to our house and go to a downstairs bathroom, it's just, you know, like embarrassing photos all the way up, which is quite nice. But yeah, I don't know where the hockey even came from, because my mum can't play hockey, dad's never played hockey. Actually, like my mum's hand-eye coordination is awful.
Oh no.
I mean, she can run.
Not Lainey.
Lainey, yeah, you believe it. I mean, she'll tell you otherwise, but
I
mean, so yeah, I don't know where the hockey came from really. Zoe's just a trendsetter.
Yeah, she must be. But in terms of, you know, where the journey wasn't necessarily the most, you know, it's kind of unorthodox in terms of how you got to the position that you're in now. Looking back at when you made your GB debut last year, and obviously you scored in that game versus Australia, how did that make you feel?
Oh, that was, do you know what it was? It was a big relief, because obviously, like you said at the start, I was teaching at a school in London, so I'd left my job basically off on a whim to be like, I've been offered this opportunity, but it was a trial, so I was in Australia pretty much on a trial. It was like 42 degrees. I'm running around, and I'm not blessed with olive skin anyway. And then, so like when the ball just fell to me, I was like, it wasn't even that good a finish, but when it went in, it was kind of just like a thank God sort of moment. But yeah, it was a special moment.
And I heard, obviously, you say that you you went on that trip as a kind of trial period. And then obviously off the back of that, you obviously put in some solid performances on that trip, and obviously since then have been fully contracted in the centralised programme. Am I correct in hearing the rumour that you actually turned down a role at school as a deputy head of year to take upon the role within the GB men's hockey side?
Yes, so basically I'd started the role. So it wasn't head of year, it was like head of house. Yeah, so so it's kind of like, if you went down my career path like 2 years ago, I was like, this is a path I want to take, and then hockey would just like go along with it. Sure. And then suddenly, that changed quite dramatically. It's kind of left the school in a bit of a situation where they had to find someone else, but you know, is what it is, isn't it?
It is what it is, the famous word. And to be honest, let's be honest, it's our game. We're very happy that you've chosen that road. And I guess that kind of leads me quite nicely onto my third question, like looking ahead to obviously not being at school, not being able to, you know, be all the stresses with exams right now that are probably coming up for teachers, but instead focusing on the next, you know, couple of weeks, months ahead. So looking ahead at obviously what should have been this weekend, the GB men should have been playing India, the women should have been playing China, and obviously both games were cancelled for obvious reasons. But what are your hopes for over the next coming, you know, months with, you know, the Pro League games that are hopefully being playing and the Olympic Games?
Yeah, well, Pro League games, it's like any matches, it's like you train to play matches. You don't just train to. So yeah, any opportunity to play a game, especially at home. Just shame it's not going to be filled out Lee Valley. But like over this last year, you kind of got used to chopping and changing plans, games being cancelled, last minute trips, that sort of thing. So we got used to it. And like you said, we got the Europeans and the Olympics. So who knows what they're going to be like? But it's exciting, isn't it? It's a big, like, exciting few months. Still lots of work to be done. So just take it as it comes, I guess.
Yeah. It's quite.
At the end of the day,
go on. Sorry.
You're just chasing a little white ball around a pitch with some mates, aren't you?
That's the outlook. It's spot on.
Yeah.
It's so true. And I guess like your outlook in terms of, you know, everything that we've had to adapt to over the last few months and year, and you kind of, you know, take it all in your stride. But for yourself personally, looking ahead to like next week and the possibility of being involved in the Germany matches and having that opportunity to potentially play on home soil for the first time for GB, can you even begin to let yourself think about that?
Not really. Like I remember, like a year and a bit ago, watching some of the Pro League games at Lee Valley, and then I sat there with some mates with like a beer in the hand, like not living the life of a pro athlete. They've been like, "Oh, you could do this," and I'm like, "Yeah, maybe." And then like fast forward a year and a bit, and then you're actually doing it. Just shame your mates aren't there with a beer in hand, cheering you on. But it's going to be exciting. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, and like the Pro League it's such a good tournament, like, or like league system, whatever you want to call it. But it's just a shame it hasn't run like clockwork this year. But yeah, it doesn't mean that you don't get as excited for it when the games come around.
That's it. I think I strongly agree with you when you say that we don't necessarily train for the sake of training. We train for the matches. And, you know, even if these games are going to be played behind closed doors, it is what it is. Hopefully, like, both the men and the women will be able to put on a real good show for everyone watching at home. But yeah, just the return of international hockey back on home soil. Hopefully for yourself, getting able to experience that for the first time in a GB shirt, I'm sure it'll be a real proud moment for you. And then obviously looking ahead to the Europeans and the Olympic Games. I hear you've got a new flat. You're probably not going to be there much.
No, I mean, I moved in a couple of months ago, and literally I've been here about 4 of those. So it's going all right, but yeah, I'm paying money for somewhere I'm not even living. So, but I'm trying to be an adult, but it's not working.
The problems of an elite athlete and being a jet setter right now and not being in the same place all at once. But
yeah, I know.
You know, we can't complain too much. Yeah, we can't complain too much. Following a white ball around the pitch with our mates pretty much 24/7. But anyway, I've got time for one more round. I haven't told you about this, but you're just going to have to, you know, swing with it. Okay, so this round is inspired by Soccer AM and it's called Teammates. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you like a question and you're going to say which GB hockey teammate it truly reflects. Okay.
Oh, okay.
This could put you in like the doghouse. This could break up a few friendships, but you're just going to have to roll with it. Yeah. Okay. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Loudest.
George Pinner.
Obviously. Fastest.
I'd like to say I'm up there, but it's probably Draper.
Okay. Toughest.
Sandy, Liam Sanford.
Oh. He's a nut job. I always think like he's always got some sort of bandage or stuff around him. He's hard as nails.
Yeah, he is hard as nails. I just don't think he feels pain.
Yeah.
He likes dishing it out as well.
Of course he does. There we go. Okay. Funniest.
Will Cownan. It is Will Cownan. I don't like saying that, but it is Will Cownan.
I mean, if anyone could have seen his hair like day to day over the last year, I could probably agree with you. He's had more hairstyles.
He's an idiot. He cuts it himself.
I would say you can tell.
Yeah,
Bless
you
him.
can tell.
Yeah, love him to bits though. Okay, I'm sure he'll be very pleased with that.
Yeah.
That one.
Oh, his
Good
ego will
boost for
go
the
through the
ego.
roof for that one.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, longest in the shower.
Oh, longest in the shower will be Harry Martin.
Oh, okay. Why, is he fatter or?
Oh, he's a proper faffer, isn't he?
Yeah, okay. Okay, the fittest.
As in looks wise or aerobic
Well,
capacity?
we can take both. We can take both. Okay, so we'll go first the aerobic capacity, as we are, athletes and all that.
Yeah. Zach Wallace.
Is it? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, on the flip side, who's going to be the fans' favourite?
Fans' favourite. Chris Griffiths, good looking bloke.
Is it?
I like and Ollie Willars as well. I know he's left us, but he's got hair to die for, doesn't he?
Oh, he does. He's got a good and to be fair, Lil has got equally as good hair. I must give her that credit. So okay,
Yeah,
messiest.
Ansel. I shared a room with Ansel on our trip, and you learn a lot. I mean, I wasn't that clean, but yeah, Ansel, you can take messiest.
Was that the trip just gone?
Yeah.
Where you had to stay in your hotel room for pretty much the whole time, and your roommate's
the whole
messy?
time, yeah.
That's devastating.
Yeah. It wasn't bad, but he's first-hand experience of mess. I mean, he's organised, but he's messy, whereas some people are like just messy and unorganised.
Yeah. So. Okay. So we'll give him that. He can be the most organised. Okay.
Yeah, he can.
Joker.
It's probably like Calnan and George are up there again. They just like the attention.
Yeah. The class clowns.
Yeah. Anything for a cheap gag.
Okay. I've got two more. Okay, so who's most likely to be the future coach?
Future coach. David Ames.
Oh, yeah, of course. Very intelligent. You can tell by his
He's a wise man. Yeah, he's a wise man. I think people listen to him as well.
Yeah, authority. He's got it under the bag. Okay, last one. If you were to be on a desert island with 3 people in the squad, who would you choose?
Aldo. Drapes. And Calman.
Oh, okay. So what would Aldo bring to the table?
Just, like the normality, just general chit chat, have a laugh, talk about some golf, that sort of thing. Drapes, you never know what you're going to get. Do you know what he is? He's one of those super intelligent people, but is an idiot at the same time. Like you just can't, you don't understand how someone can be so clever, but then some of the stuff that comes out of his mouth just, and then Calnan, just pure entertainment, someone to laugh at. He'd probably bring his guitar as well, so a bit like entertainment.
Can he play guitar, or is this
he can. No, he does for attention, obviously, but he can play it.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I mean that's 3 solid picks. I must give you that. And to be honest, for anyone else that wants to be a bit nosy and get some inside information on the GB men's squad, look no further. I've just learned a lot about the squad that I didn't know.
I'm going to be right. I'm going to be in a bit of trouble, I reckon.
Yeah, I'll make sure I'll clip it and send it to everyone. It's fine. But no, in all seriousness though, thank you so much for joining me. The 30 minutes is very nearly up. I don't know about you, but my cup of tea is pretty much empty. So all I have to say is thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. It was an honour. Privilege to be picked.
It's the least I could do, and obviously any excuse to speak about the Shipperley family and what a bunch of legends they are. Before we finish though, I hear you've got a little bit of company.
Yeah, I'm looking after my sister's dog. I'll see. Right there, Ruby.
Here we go.
Go over. Here we
Okay.
go.
The things we do for Cuppa and Natter. Ruby Shipperley is in the house. There she is. Oh, so she's world renowned for being Zoe Shipperley's dog, and yeah, Shippo's looking after her.
Yeah, she's soft as anything. She's massive, but she's a real softie.
Oh, what a hun. Well, I mean, it's a pleasure to have a Cuppa and Natter with not just yourself, but obviously Ruby. And for anyone wanting to watch any of the Pro League games coming up in the next couple of weeks, all the games will be televised on BT Sport, so check them out. You can also follow the games on the Match Centre, on the GB Hockey website, or on the social media channels at GB Hockey. My next guests will be revealed on Sunday at 6 p.m, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But in the meantime, keep that kettle boiled, keep nattering using hashtag Cuppa and Natter. And I'll see you again, same time, same place on Monday. Cheers to you, Shippo. Thank you so much.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you then.